Hi everyone. आज we have someone in my channel. Today we'll be interviewing Pankaj, and Pankaj has recently joined Honeywell. And Honeywell doesn't need an introduction. It's a multinational conglomerate, and it deals in several products and services. Hi Pankaj.
Hi, Suraj. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to our channel as well. Today we'll have a very casual round of interaction, and there are certain concerns and queries which someone willing to join Honeywell has. So in this interview, we will be trying to cover such kind of questions.
Sure.
Okay. So before starting, I would like to give a brief round of introduction for Pawan. We have worked together in Cognizant, and we know each other since 2018. And we did our training together. Then we started on two different projects, but on the same facility of Cognizant in Kolkata. And we really had a gala time with each other. And he's a wonderful friend. He's a wonderful colleague, and he's also a wonderful data engineer. So uh, and I am very sure that via this interview, each of the viewers will get to learn a lot from Pankaj about the field. So this was my sort of introduction for you, Pankaj. Can we have a sort of introduction from your side about your professional experience, professional journey, and what sort of work you do? Um, a brief round of introduction.
Yeah, sure. Suraj. So basically, I did my BTech from ACEIT Jaipur, and after that, I uh, joined Cognizant, and there I met you in the training, and from there we onboarded Kolkata Cognizant, and we worked there. We started as a programmer analyst, and we started working on as a ETL developer there. And I was there for almost 4 years. Then I moved to Honeywell, uh, and here I am working as a data analyst. And the work I do here is mostly on data quality. Uh, we have a tool for that, IDQ, Informatica Data Quality, and so basically, like we measure the data we have, and we give them a score. Like these are the data, and we have a different enterprise in Honeywell. They will ask here, they will give us a rule, like what could be the possible rule that can uh, define the measurement of that particular data or a column. And based on that, we generate rule, and we give them the data back, and they again fix the data, and they again give us, and again we create a reports, and again we send them. So these it's like a circle, and we are keep working on to uh, like create a good quality without any impurities. So this could help any organization to gain much profit and lose very small time on this one.
Okay, yeah. So if I'm not wrong, Pankaj, you joined Honeywell very recently, right?
Yeah. I joined Honeywell on 3rd Jan of this year only. And so it was, I will say, they have asked me to come to Bangalore because I was earlier in Kolkata. So they asked me to come to Bangalore and collect a laptop, and they asked me to start coming to office. But hope good happened. What happened? When I came, I just went for 3 days, and again office was closed because again there was third wave, I guess, of COVID, and
Yeah,
we
that
were
rise
at
in
home.
January. There was a huge rise in January.
Yes, and right now they have again opened the office, and we are in the hybrid model. They're coming office in hybrid model, right? 3 days we are going office, and 2 days we are doing from work from home.
Okay, and a new variant is on the way.
Yeah.
So maybe it
Hopefully
will send you back to Kolkata or to your hometown.
it will be great, but better hope not.
Yeah. So, Pankaj, so if we rewind back to the days when you started applying to different companies, when you were planning to switch, so how did it happen with Honeywell? How did you apply to the company? And after applying, how many days you had to wait for receiving a call?
Okay. So basically being honest, I was trying. I started applying around somewhere around June, July. But 3 4 months, you have to get understanding like what question they are asking, and and what sort of knowledge you should have to crack those interviews. So it took me a while to understand those things. And after that, actually, I have put my resume on Naukri and LinkedIn, and I got a few calls from there. I got a call from Informatica, I got a call from TCS, and those were very good companies. But at a moment, for Honeywell, I haven't applied, and they just gave me a call, and they said like they have an opening and they want me there. So I said okay, that's fine. And they said they gave me a brief about the company and the process how to go through. So like there they have a three rounds. The first two rounds are technical, and the last one was HR. So yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so you were saying that you didn't actually apply for Honeywell from any of the portals, right? You still received a call.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
it was a poor luck, I will say. And like it was my on the my list, people, when people go for search for jobs, so they have an idea like these companies are quite good, this company is quite good, and they have a dream company in their mind, like okay, once I get a offer from this company, definitely I will go. So I have Honeywell in my list on the top 10, and I was always wanted to go here. So hopefully I got the chance.
Okay, that's nice. Like it happens often. Like even with me, even today, I received a call from a lot of different companies to which I never applied. Uh, and it happens like I would like to mention this to my viewers that like if, as Pawan said, he started applying around June, July, and he got into
So
Honeywell
it's
in
Pankaj.
January, right? Sorry.
It's Pankaj.
Oh, sorry, Pankaj. What did I say?
He said Pavan, and he already said twice.
Oh yeah, Pankaj. Sorry. Actually, there is a senior whose name is Pawan, and I often talk with him. So I messed up. Sorry. So as Pankaj said, he was applying from around June or July, right? And he got into the company in around January. So it took him around for 6 7 months to prepare and get into a company. So it often happens. A lot of times, people applying to the job doesn't get a call and they get disheartened and they stop applying, right? They lose the hope. So you shouldn't do it. You should keep applying and hope for the best. And eventually, you will make it to the dream company, as Pankaj did. Uh, so
Yeah, I will share my experience. Like first, when I was applying, and it happens to me like the interview went well, but even though you don't get a call, so it will kind of heartbreaking. But like you have to stay there. You have to put more work on your knowledge, attitude, and everything, and you have to make sure that you can go and crack the next company that is you're going for interview.
right, right. So you received a call. You took the interview. Said there were 2 rounds, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there was two round technical and one round HR.
Okay. So can you brief about the rounds? Like what sort of questions were being asked? And if I'm not wrong, at Cognizant, you used to work on Informatica Power Center on the ETL sides, right? So
Yes, yes.
you did a transition to the data quality section. So what sort of interview was there? Did you plan to move on to data quality, or it just like happened? They wanted some data quality guy and you wanted to join Honeywell, and so you just went ahead for that. How did this happen, and what sort of
So
difficulty was there in the interview?
so basically, I started as a power center. As a ETL developer, but when I joined my second project, that project includes Power Center, IDQ, and MDM. These all three are the Informatica tools, and these all deal with the data. Like somehow, ETL is for the data transformation, IDQ for data quality, and MDM is for mostly like match and merge things. When you will Google it, you will understand. Like it's a
Master
big deal.
data management, right? Yeah.
Yeah, master data
So
management.
if
Yeah.
you guys
So,
want to know more about master data management, I have a blog, so you can find it in the description of this video.
yeah.
What?
So uh, yeah, so I was like into that part, but I was not much, you have some knowledge, but you are not actually have worked on that one. So I know like how they are doing it. So I was applying for both Power Center and IDQ both. And like I have worked on ETL, so obviously I was more uh, I feel powerful on the ETL rather than IDQ.
Yeah.
But I got the call, and the questions they were asking was very general question, not that much big. So it was like the interview, the level they were asking, it's like medium, not that much hard questions they're asking. So it helped me quite a bit to crack the interview.
Okay, so that was on the first round, right? What about the second round? Who took the first round? Like, was it a manager or any consultant, and who took the
So
second round?
first round was taken by a data scientist, okay, and he was mostly into questions about like suppose they have give me scenarios, like these are the scenarios and you have this kind of data, and so how I will be achieving those particular I will be creating rules and how I will be generating the score based on the data. So question were most on that one, and there were a few questions that was asked on the SQL queries. Like they have given me some scenarios, and they were asking like how you can write a SQL query and you can just get those values. And there were a few questions on SQL functions, and there were a few questions on the Tableau. I mean reporting part, because when you come to data, reporting is a major part. So they were having a question on that also.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean this was the first round. Second round was taken by my manager, and for him it was mostly about the concepts of IDQ. Like in IDQ we have six pillars: completeness, conformity, consistency, accuracy, duplicacy, and validity.
Mm-hmm.
So he will be asking more questions on those part. He just trying to get the knowledge, like how deeply I know about these topics. And he asked few questions about these one. And being honest, I was unable to give most of the answers. But and that person actually, it's he himself gave me the answers. Like, okay, these are the difference and these are the things. And he was very, like very cool. And he was like, okay, I understand you have
Uh,
not much work on this one,
uh,
but like these are the things that you should know. And as an IDQ developer, and so it was quite I was not expecting okay, they will be calling me back,
uh,
but suddenly I got a call like, okay, we have selected you.
that was meant to
And
happen, Pankaj. So the first round was basically on the implementation aspects, right? More on technical
yes,
stuffs. And the second round was about checking your core foundational knowledge, very basic stuffs, but important ones, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So I will be okay. Let me share some few questions. So like the first, I mean, for the management round, they have asked me like the manager has asked me the question like what is the difference between completeness, accuracy, and validity. And so I mean, we all know what is completeness and what is validity and what is accuracy. So I gave him a gist like what exactly the word means, but he went on real deep and he was asking like what is the difference between validity and accuracy. And that part I got stuck. Like most people doesn't know these things, like what is validity and what is accuracy. If you know, I mean, accuracy comes when there's a particular value that is defined to that person only, or it's accurate. I mean, it should be particular, it should not differ in any context. That is accurate. But when you come to validity, it comes with like suppose there is a phone number. So what could be a valid phone number? It could be a 10 digit. So these things come with the validity. So those things I was not sure. So he told me those things. I was like, okay, now I know. And right now, like in my company itself, we work on these things only. We create scores based on this. And as you know, I mean, Honeywell is a colleague,
Multinational conglomerate. Yeah. It's a
conglomerate
huge.
company, and it has a different business entities. And we have to get the data from all the enterprise, and we have to check the quality, and we have to give them report on based on what quality of data they have.
Okay, nice. So, like after this interviews were done, after how many days you got a call from HR?
Uh, it was quite fast because all the three interviews happened in the total 3 days only,
Okay.
in the consecutive 3 days. And at the last day after the HR round, I mean, they were like, okay, they will take around 2 or 3 days to create a offer letter. So you have to wait for 2 3 days. But they have, gave me confirmation on the Friday evening, and by Sunday they gave me the offer letter. So
That was
by
really
Monday,
very
sorry,
quick. Yeah, yeah.
Monday morning they gave me the offer letter.
Mhm.
So it was quite fast, and they are very sure. I mean, if you, I mean, the procedure for onboarding, if you go for any other company, for Cognizant, for TCS, they have a very lengthy and very, time consuming uh, process.
Process,
I
yeah.
mean, they will ask you to fill like hundred of forms, and you will like filling, and you will like, man, what the fuck they are asking? Sorry,
A lot of mails to
what the hell
respond.
they're
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, I
They're
understand.
asking these questions, yes. But here, I mean, they hardly ask three or four, give 3 or 4 forms, and just there are very basic questions. And for any company, they have one, like person, what I say, like
Point of
like
contact.
point of contact, or you can say like the if the person is genuine or not. To check that particular person, they have a third vendor contact. So there will be third party who will be coming and checking all of your information that
Yeah,
you have filled.
validating information.
They have a give you green signal.
Mhm.
You'll be go, and you will be happily onboarded.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did this negotiation went ahead with HR? Was it like you mentioned a figure and the HR agreed, or the negotiation went and
Uh,
HR asked
yeah,
you
I mean, quite a
something?
bit. Like for negotiation part, like you can say whatever you the number you will tell them, they will definitely try to decrease that particular number. But you have to stick with that. First thing, you have to understand like what is your actual value in the market, and that you should ask. So I have some gist about that, because I have given some interviews, and I know like what was the particular amount people are giving for that position and for that many of experience. So I went and I asked the around same number. And so they have like, they were asking about my previous offers, and they were checking the cross checking like if I have that offers or not. So they gave me, I mean, they gave me like like they have definitely they try to negotiate, but I stick with the number, and they gave me the, I mean, the amount.
Okay, that's really cool. If I ask you just in terms of percentage, what percentage of hike you have received compared to Cognizant while you joined
uh
Honeywell?
Actually it is more than 100%.
That's a good figure. Yeah.
Actually it's 100% exactly, because it's somewhere it was around 5.5, and it was somewhere, so it's quite between 100% only. So I think right now, the if you see the market, it's very unstable, and you can easily get that high percentage anywhere.
Mhm.
So it's not a big deal. The only concern I will tell you, just choose for the wise company, the company that can like that can uh, provide you that mental peace, stability,
Mhm.
and the quality of work. These things only matters. Money, I
Mm,
mean, it is, I mean, obviously it matters,
right.
but these things also matters. So instead of going for higher package, just go for the company that actually have a they're
Good
giving good
reputation
money,
and
and
stable.
also they have a reputation for good work culture.
Right, right. So, so you joined Honeywell. How did the first week go or first day? What how was the first day, Pankaj? Like, tell me about your first day at the company, if you can
So
recall. It's like three
yeah,
months
yeah,
now.
sure. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not long ago. It's a 3 months only. So when I joined on the first day, I went to the office itself, and there I was just sitting. I mean, first thing happened like I went to the office, and the manager was there. So he came out to receive me, and he there was another person from team. So he introduced me to him, and he said like, just grab any seat, because right now no one is there in the office, so just go and sit. And obviously like on the first day you don't have any work, all you can do is just chat with the people on your team. And the lead have will be giving me some KTs, like these are the different hierarchies that they are following, and you can just go and check. So that I was doing on the first day.
Okay.
And also, like, if you know, like, many companies give you a lot of, ask you to go for many trainings, like securities and
Compliance and other
fitness and
stuff.
all
Yeah.
those things. So you have to, so those times you have to consume it in that only. So I consume in training itself.
Okay. So that was how the first day went, right? And
Yes.
how was that complete week go? What sort of activities you are involved into, and after how many days you are actually allocated to a project and you started doing the actual stuff for which you are hired?
So basically, like, the I was like, when I joined in a project itself. I mean, there was no waiting for me. And for around four, actually on the second, I was on a hold for, like, like they are giving me KTs for like 3-4 days. They gave me KTs for 3-4 days, and they were like, okay, just go through these things. They was trying to give me the understanding of hierarchy and how we get the data from different teams and how we are processing and what kind of data we are dealing with. So they gave me understanding of that, and after 1 week, they started with some R&D work. They gave me some R&D work, like, something they are not currently working on, but they want someone to work on, so that can they can resolve their issue. So they gave me 1 week time to resolve that one, and I got it done by in 2 days only. So they were quite impressed about that one, like, okay, you're good in this. So it happened very well. And after that, in that week only, they start assigning me work from project itself.
Okay, that's great. It took just 2 days to do an R&D and settle a work. That's impressive. So after that, how has been this few months? How do you feel about being at Honeywell now?
uh, Being at Honeywell is, I will say, like, they have a great work culture here. And they actually respect one's timing and how much time you invest in the work. And they have a proper, like, in the many of the client based companies, they don't have a proper structure to follow, because it could be, when we are getting a requirement from clients, it could be anything. They may give you a certain huge amount of bulk of requirement, and they may not give you the requirement. And they may give you very early time deadline, and you have to work on it days and night. And it could be a quite hectic. But here I can see it's, when someone is assigning you a task, it goes through a many layers, and each team has to approve it. And also there is some certain condition. They cannot give you work more than that. So if they are giving it, you can just speak to your manager, and he will be dealing with them. So I mean, it's quite flexible. And also, uh, the work is not that much. I mean, you will have a great a lot of personal time to work on your things. And like, I will say, like, if suppose if I'm talking about a week, okay, so I will be working on, I mean, obviously I'll be working on all 5 days, but it will be like 4 or 5 hours in each day, and rest day you can do your own things.
Okay, so you have ample amount of time for yourself, right?
Yes.
And that's really wonderful. Like I have seen a lot of my friends working in some of the companies spending 8 to 10 hours a day. Um, so from that perspective, joining Honeywell has been really wonderful for you.
See, like, what I understand, working on and working and watching the companies, like, it happens like, companies have some early deadlines, and you have to work on it. Like, you have to put extra hours. It could happen. If it is happening like once in a week, or once in a
It's
twice in a
okay,
2 week,
huh?
that is okay,
Yeah,
because that could be, like, situation, because there must be a demand from higher management, and
yeah,
you have to do it.
yeah,
So it is manageable.
yeah.
But it is occurring quite frequently, then it is not good.
That then
So
it's an
you
issue.
have
Yeah.
to, yeah, that is people should look for. And what is good about Honeywell is, like, see, for any companies like Cognizant, TCS, Accenture, they get the requirement from clients, different clients. And they doesn't know like what client are going for plan for next sprint, and it could be anything. So like it may put the resource in quite a pressure. But here what I see, like the company itself is like like it has a different business entities, right? And as a IT person, I'm just dealing the data for those business entities. So I do not have much pressure from their side, because anything, something, like there's always come and forth in any thing. Like they gave us requirement, and requirement is not complete. Like it's not supposed to. Like you can tell. It's not right, or sometimes it's like it may be missing something, so you will go and ask them, okay, this is missing something, you can again go and correct. So it happened quite a bit, and you will have a time to handle those things for everything.
Okay, yeah, right. So like in my role at KPMG, I sometimes need to get beyond my technical stuffs that I do. I sometimes get into get myself involved into operational stuffs like taking interviews or making proposals and documentations. So how is it at Honeywell? Like, do you need to get into other stuffs which is beyond your technical responsibilities? How is it?
Actually, it's more like we have a different positions in Honeywell. So these things are done by mostly the functional guys. In the team, we have a two type people. Okay, one that is technical, other was is functional, and all the these requirements will be get by the functional team. We will be not bothering with the any of those business people. I mean, the work, it belongs to the functional team. They will be getting all the requirements. They will be checking like if it is applicable or not. And once they get all the approval, then they will come and ask us, okay, this is the requirement and you have to do it. And so I mean, it's quite like step by step.
Right.
So you don't have to break your head on this one. Okay, he gave this requirement, how I'm going to implement it is not, because it is not possible. It happens. But here, I mean, you can simply reject the requirement if it doesn't
Makes
suits
sense.
the particular thing. So this happens. And also about the like other stuff. So definitely we have some other stuff, like we have to generate reports. And about the presentations, like suppose you are working on particular project, and so bi-weekly we have meetings, and in which directors and senior directors are involved. And there we have to show them like what is the improvement on the project, and like whatever the new rules you have generated and how it has implemented affected the business. And these things you have to show to the directors and management. For these you have to create a slides, and you have to present them in the in the particular meeting.
Okay. So one question, like, how is the hierarchy there at Honeywell? Like, we both of us were in Cognizant, right? And for us, like in the hierarchy, over us, we were associates. You were an associate. I was a program analyst. So for us, the people who used to work with us directly and managers were senior associates, right? And over senior associates, they were manager, but our point of contacts were senior associate. They were used to directly manage us. For some, they were managed by managers directly, but it was not that no one or very lesser people were there who were directly managed by senior managers or directors who were over the senior managers. So it was very less likely that one is getting in touch with a senior manager or director, right, at Cognizant.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how is the hierarchy here at Honeywell? Because for me at KPMG, I often get in touch with directors and people even over director level, which are partners at KPMG. Sometimes we get in touch on a one-to-one meeting as well. So how are things at Honeywell?
So basically, like in Honeywell, like my manager is a director. He's in the position of director, and my lead is a manager. So the my manager will not, will not look after any of the technical requirement. It's a work of my manager. And we have two managers. One is functional manager, one is technical manager. So functional manager will be looking after the functionality things, like checking all the requirements and understanding it. And that he will give it to the technical manager, and that he will assign task to me. So this how it all goes. And about like you said, like one-to-one meeting. So every 2 week we have such things, like the manager will have one-to-one meeting with every people, and he will ask like what are the challenges you are facing. And I mean, they are not into like asking the project and everything. They will asking about your and your personal life.
Right.
And
That
if
makes
you are
you
doing
feel
some
really very
research,
good. Yeah.
yeah, you are doing some research and R&D and everything, they will ask you to come and show those things to them. And they will ask you. And one thing I feel great about this thing here, like they always ask to go for new tools and technologies. And they always try to uh, put people to do the stuff that can automate the system and that can reduce the manual work. So they're always in it. And when you come with any good plan, they always have a put ears on that, and they will always try to
Appreciate it.
have a put audience there and try to understand it.
That's really very good. Like even my director, when connected with me recently, the first question that he asked was how I'm doing, how is everything in life, and then he asked me what sort of projects I want to work. And he told me
Um,
that I will ensure that you get to work on those sort of projects. This is something that we haven't heard, Pankaj, in our previous company, right? And
Actually,
there we were
for
like,
me,
they used to
for me it was
take
not
us
a
up,
choice.
put us
For
into
me
a
it was
project.
not a choice, because the project itself was interviewed. I mean, people are was interviewing me, so I have to go for that project only. I mean, maybe he's a director and he has a multiple options, so he might have asked you for that.
No, currently, even my project current allocation was not based on my choice, based on my knowledge into SQL. I was put into a completely new technology, maybe ETL, but it was completely different. It was ADF. I didn't have knowledge on that. But now, when he asked me, he told me that we will try to ensure it happens. Like a project comes and they want a resource, they might put you into that project. But he told me like we will try to ensure that you get to work in technology that you want to. Like I wanted to explore this data management and data quality area that you are currently working into projects. So I told him if it would be good if I get to work on some sort of those kind of projects so that I explore more in that area. So it's really good. I think you are very happy working at Honeywell. It shows
Yeah,
you
I mean,
by the way you
it's a great
express
working.
everything. Yeah, it is really good, I feel.
Yeah, it's a great place for work, and I will suggest other people also, if you get a chance, you get an offer from the Honeywell, think about it, because they have a great work culture, and they have a great understanding of people also, like how they should be talking to people. And because we have seen in the cognizant, like how sometimes it get escalated, and once the things get escalated, the tone of the people get changed
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah.
So these things happens. I mean, they may lose their temper and everything,
Mhm.
but here they are quite calm. And if one person in the team fails, they consider that the whole team fail. They not will put a like a
Blame
question
on
mark
one
on.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is a good thing. So
Oh, that shows a wonderful culture at Honeywell, Pankaj. And I
yes,
think our audience got to know a lot of things about Honeywell, got to know about you as well. As we have approached the end, any last piece of advice to the people who are watching this interview?
for interview perspective, I will say like put more focus on SQL, like how you can use group by in a queries, and how you can go for analytical function, how you can use analytical function like row ID, dense rank, because these are the very common questions they ask. Because I have went through like 4 or 5 interviews, and these are where the very common question they have asked every time. So these things you must know. And also, like if you're going if you're a ETL resource or you're an IDQ resource, always have a good knowledge about transformations that you're using, lookup, expression, router, any those things. And always have an idea like how you can achieve a single requirement with multiple ways. uh, I will give you one example. Like suppose I have a requirement for data quality, and I'm supposed to check for an email ID, like this email ID is valid or not. This could be done by either by decision transformation, labeler transformation, or you can also go for expression. So there are multiple options you can achieve the same thing. So you should have that view that if something got stuck, you can also you can come up with the new ideas to achieve the same target using different properties or different transformations.
Right. Okay. Uh, so I think we're done with the interview now, and thanks Pankaj for managing time for such a long interview. We have been talking for almost like 30 minutes, and hope
It's my
this
privilege.
video will be helpful to the guys who will find it on YouTube. And if anyone who is willing to connect with Pankaj, I'll be sharing his LinkedIn profile link in the description. And you guys may connect with Pankaj. You guys may ask him if you have any queries. I think that's okay with you, Pankaj, right? If
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
reaches
no
out
problem,
to
no
you.
problem. It's always I'm always happy to help people.
Yeah. So that's all for today, guys. If you have any other questions, you can comment on the video. I will try to respond to those comments, or if I'm not aware, or if I'm not have competent to answer those questions, I will always reach out to Pankaj to help me out to answer those questions. With
Yeah,
this, I would like to conclude this interview. But as Pankaj has explored this areas of data management in MDM, data quality, and ETL as well, uh, I think we can have Pankaj someday again to interview and share his experience and ideas into this different data management areas, right? That can we have again you Pankaj and sharing knowledge and putting some light into ETL, data quality, and data management, this master data
sure,
management.
sure, sure, sure.
Okay, okay. Thanks Pankaj. Thanks for managing the time, and see
Thank
you
you,
guys
thank you.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.